There was this man named David Parker who came from Liverpool, seeking a new, cheap and affordable home outside of the city. He stumbled across an unbelievable deal for a house to buy outright at a ridiculously low price. This house sat within the town of Runcorn on Bryon Street. Little did he know that there was this local legend, you see, that the people of Runcorn feared deeply. For there was this one house in particular that has been the subject of paranormal investigation for many, many years. You see, this house, it is known to be haunted. We at the Mysteryphile Collective have been told about its many bizarre and downright frightening supernatural events. Many who have lived within this house have thought they were being burgled at night, so rushed downstairs screaming, expecting there to be intruders. But there would be nothing, no one or any signs of a break-in whatsoever. Others have had terrifying nightmares within this house. Sleeping would soon become impossible for these tenants. Some said they felt the presence of other beings despite being home alone. Yet it is the story of David Parker that has shook us to our very core. David moved in with his wife Emily after losing his job in Liverpool Central. He couldn't afford to keep up the mortgage at his old home. So after many months, he got a new job and moved to this haunted house in Runcorn. Of course, he had no idea this place was cursed, for he was an outsider. The real estate agent mentioned no history of paranormal events, mostly because he thought it was rubbish, and he didn't wish to disturb his clients. David would have scoffed at the story anyway. He never believed in such nonsense. Until his worst fears came to life. At first it was just the sound of footsteps that came from no one. Then doors would open by themselves. Yeah, it could have just been a draft. Opening the doors, the house creaking could have sounded like footsteps. So he didn't think much of it. Until things got stranger. The telephone would ring endlessly, even after he hung up and unplugged it. The TV would switch on and off at random, always showing something horrific or sexual, either from a horror film or action thriller. Scenes that wouldn't normally be too disturbing out of context, such as a car crash from a film. David would be sitting around in complete silence, only to hear screaming, crying, so loud it was deafening, burning on the television. He said the screen would even turn a reddish-orange colour and the audio would distort. Things got more disturbing, however. Clothes would disappear and be later found stuck to the ceiling by a hideous green goo. Bugs would fall from the walls, surrounding him and Emily when they least expected it. Finally, it was the presence of a grotesque man that kept appearing in their kitchen. His skin was rotten, bloated and green. He wore a dirty old suit that was full of holes and torn to pieces. He would laugh and touch them. One night Emily thought she was curling up to David in her sleep, only to find that zombie licking her face like some hungry dog. All this happened within a week of them staying there. They moved out into an apartment in town and tried selling the house for months, paying off a mortgage on a property they couldn't even stand to look at anymore. The house is still up for sale if anybody is interested.